refresh. All right, let me just share these links and we're good to go. All right, okay, there we go. It was a couple of minutes. Do apologize. Right, hello mate. I'm in a buy at 3339. I think on the 4 hour it's looking good to hit 33.50. Look, I mean, right now, any buys that are set in look quite tasty just on the basis that support's been formed. We've had a wick down, we've broken the highs. I've missed this. Some of my members are already in this. They bought on this candle here, if I'm not mistaken, on the 30. Hi Bilal, hi Stephen. User, I'm not quite sure on that name, but yeah. So yeah, Steven's wanting to sell. Look, I'm not doing anything until uh, after the news now. So basically, look, I'm going to run through the analysis with you on the chart, and then we can see what we're looking at. Hey Gandalf, gold 1 hour buy, yeah, potentially. Look, daily, let's get this sat in right now. You got resistance on the daily here. You got support on the daily down here. Drop to the 4 hour. We can adjust those levels. So you got most recent support here on the 4 hour. Next support level will be down here. Resistance level would be here. And let's just zoom in a little bit. And the resistance level above that would be here. So we've got clean range above and we've got clean range below. Let's have a look at a lunch. Lunch news is at 1:30. CPI data is at 1:30. So I've just taken all that information off my chart. So we're looking resistance here, support still through here. So there's nothing for me other than a sell below here and a buy above here based off the hourly. Let's look at the 30. 28. Yeah, so I would look at sells below here. This is going to be pretty much. Now look, the news is going to mess this all around for us. So I would look. I'm not taking any trades pre the news right now, because it's going to get absolutely. Market is moving now quite a bit. What time is the news? 1:30. 1:30. So look, potentially I'd be interested in buys above here and sells below here. I'm not going to write the text in because I tell you what's going to happen. The news is going to come. Oh, sorry, I just need to put my glasses on. The news. Hi Anna. Hi Nigel. Cleaning out all the buyers. That there's everyone's going to get cleaned out. Whoever's in, buyers are going to get cleaned out. Sellers are going to get cleaned out, and then it'll form a direction. So market makers will be having a whale of a time right now. Um, just trying to push the price around, trying to trap traders. And look, whatever happens, happens. Um, Hi, Peter. How you doing? Hi, Daniel. Hi, Ray. Lurching. Harry. Yeah, so look, there's nothing going to be jumping out at me just yet. So let's just make fully aware that the news is at 1:30. So I just put major news. It's USD, and at 13:30 we've got CPI data. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything until after the news because right now it's a lottery, right? Anyone that, having said that, I wish I wasn't in now. So look, there's Lurching, I don't know your name, or I should say I don't recognize it from being in here over the previous couple of weeks. So I am new to live streaming on TikTok. Um, only been running on TikTok for a couple of weeks. But What I would say is that when it comes to trading, there's one analogy that you have to try and remember. Um, and it is, I'd rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. So it's a little bit like what you just said there. You just said, right, I really wish I wasn't in this trade right now. So there's a simple solution to that. We know that the news is coming out at 1:30. We know it's CPI data. We know it's something that really is going to shake the market around. So if we can't, let's say, get to our T, if we don't have enough time to, let's say, if you've got a small target, let's say 10, 20 pips, to achieve that way before, then I'd probably say, why not just wait until after the event and then see if we can capture fade the news or continue with the news depending what comes out. I would love it. Gold is going down and dollar yen is a heavy buy. Dollar yen's a heavy buy. Well, let's have a look. I mean, look, one thing about yen, yields are going sky high, bonds are sinking. There's uh, currency yield intervention. They're really having to do certain things with the Bank of Japan. I don't trade yen markets anymore purposely on the basis that it's just such a manipulated market because it has to be. Um, Lurching, it's likely to spike in both directions. Uh, yeah, I mean, look, the best thing you can do is just sit and wait on the sidelines until after the news, and then we can see which way the market is going to move. Because look, anyone that sits out there right now and says it's going to go up, it's going to go down, you have no fucking clue whatsoever. We don't know whether it's going to go up, we don't know whether it's going to go down. We don't know what the news is going to be. The news could be positive for gold, and gold could go down. The news could be negative for gold, and gold could go up. So never try and guess. Just stick to your game plan, whatever that game plan is, or your playbook, whatever you want to use, stick to that plan. And then when that plan sets up, just trade it and you become emotionless to the markets. Um, so that is the best thing you can do. Become emotionless to the markets. And the second you do that, you're going to see a huge change, not just in you personally with trading, but a change in your results. So I blew my first account on the news. Yeah, I blew my first account with the tsunami in Japan. That's when I. So, yeah, mine was mine was just under 5K. That was my first blown account. But look, it is what it is. Hi Craig, hi Dominimal, Demon Slayer. Yep, expensive lessons, or that wasn't. It was a lesson, but it was a gamble. I I thought I knew better than the market. I never forget it. It was I can remember it. No, no, no. They didn't have funded accounts back then. They didn't have funded accounts back then. I wish they did. Um, yeah, no. So literally, it was. I just remember waking up. I saw stock markets on the in the Far East had just been tanking over through the night. The indexes were all down, and I just put a huge sell on, well, a huge sell. It was a huge sell for the size of my account on the FTSE. I hadn't heard about gapping. Did you have strong words with yourself after? Yeah, very much so. I would love to say I haven't done that kind of thing since, but we're all humans. We all make mistakes. There's no point beating yourself up about it because there's nothing you can do by beating yourself up. You just have to live and learn and hopefully not repeat. But like I said, um, are you profitable? I'll let you decide that. You can sit, watch, and decide, and you'll see what we do. 2 weeks that I've been running the live streams on here. I mean, if you go to YouTube, guys, you can which indices correlate with gold. Look, you can look for correlations all you like. Um, correlations will only be valid for a period of time, and then they go out of correlation. So, and by the time you find a correlation, you want to find the one that's lagging so that you can potentially buy it, that it'll run in tandem. Whereas all the time and effort you spend looking for correlations, you'd be better just mastering the one market. Okay. Since 2009, Danimal, every loss is a lesson, every win should be a lesson, every trade is a lesson. Every trade is a lesson. You're right, Vivi. Every trade is a lesson. So something to remember as well is I didn't. I've only been trading day trading since 2020, since Trump came into power the first time. Because when he came into power the first time, he spun the markets around big time, and it made the systems that I traded then not profitable, and it drove me insane. So I had to change. Yeah, I'm quite a persistent person, Danimo. Quite a persistent person. Um, and that's with everything. So look, this is setting up really, really nice ahead of the news. I would want, if the news wasn't out right now, I'd literally be buying this. If the news wasn't out right now, I'd be buying this live at the market. Now, in my community, you'll see we've got quite a lot of traders that are doing well. You'll see them on YouTube. Uh, now, if you want access to my free channels, you can do that by jumping in. So just click on the stand store and then get yourself logged in. Click on YouTube, click on Telegram channel. You can go to my free channels. Uh, listen, it doesn't matter whether it's trading. Anything that you do for a long period of time is going to teach you lessons, right? And if it's not teaching you lessons, then you just there's something wrong with you, right? Ultimately, you need to be evaluating everything you do, right? If you go to the gym every day of the week, right? How many of you go to the gym? If you go to the gym every day of the week and you're still out of shape, then there's something really wrong with you. Yeah? Are you going to the gym so that you can just eat and drink whatever you want? Or do you have no routine? Do you not have a plan put together? Daryl said, I think gold will dump before a huge rise. Bitcoin will be above 130,000 very soon. I have no idea about crypto, guys. I stay away from it. Um, gold, look, I mean, if you think about it fundamentally, um, the markets are trying to de-dollarize. You have the US dollar weakening on the basis that it no longer has a triple A rating from any of the ratings. Moody's was the last one to put it down to double A. So there will be a lot of funds that will have to recalibrate their funds based on the rating drop. You got the BRIC index, Brazil, Russia, India, China. You've got the sanctioned countries trying to come away from dollars. They're all scooping up gold. Now, you have to remember, currencies on the whole, over time, naturally devalue. They naturally devalue. Assets will naturally appreciate if it's not things like your run-of-the-mill cars, okay? So that would be like a depreciating asset, something that you use over time, but they generally depreciate unless it's a particular car. And even then, you could go back to, I don't know, look at, I don't know, some of the old Fords that came out. Um, if you go back to the 80s, some of the old Fords are worth more now than they were back in the 80s. But predominantly, you're looking at cars as a depreciating asset. Um, Watches are a good store of wealth. Gold are a good store of wealth. Jewelry generally is a good store of wealth. Gold is expected to test 29.89 on a monthly time frame. Expected by who? Right. So look, this is just looking fabulous for, like I said, if the news wasn't coming out, I would have bought this. And at 35, I would have hit first TPs and I'd have been at break even now. What's my bias? I don't have a bias right now because of the news. But my bias based on fundamentals will be long. Okay. My bias based on fundamentals will be long. Just on the basis that I was just saying gold, dollars getting weaker. Um, I remember a year or so ago, gold was at 2,000. Imagine just holding that buy. Yeah. What news, mate? It's here. It's on the chart. If you can see it, I'll just make it a bit bigger. So at 130, you got CPI data coming out of the US. So look, I'll be looking for um buys above uh 33.45.9. Uh, oops. Uh, Everything all right on YouTube, guys? You're all a bit quiet. Uh, Sales below 33.28.2. So that's what this is what I'm looking at here. And remember, it's going to go wacky. It is going to go absolutely wacky. So there's no point. If you're on TikTok, guys, do me a favor. Just let me know what the sound quality is like because I've just had to get a new mic. Um, is the sound quality okay on TikTok? It's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, my dog chewed through the wire yesterday while I was away, so I just had to run out and get a new mic. Apologies. CPI equals stop loss and TP being hit in the same minute. Love it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Big Zoo. Instant Nut sounds really good. Okay, fantastic. Paddy, how you doing, mate? Welcome. So I've got members on both TikTok and YouTube now. So look, this was a classic price action setup, and the only reason I didn't take it is because of the news. Am I missing out on anything? Has it caused me any harm to the account by missing it? No. But what I can tell you is the setup was perfect. It's done whatever we wanted. Um, on a positive, past your 50k top step. Ah, well done, Big Zoo. Guys, give a big shout out to Big Zoo. He's passed his 50k funded account today. So big shout out, round of applause, guys. Frame drops detected on the virtual background. Uh, uh, Minhart, how we doing? A pleasure. Listen, success should be shared, and by the way, Big Zoo, everyone's giving you a big shout out on YouTube as well. So they're all saying, well done, congratulations. Any success, guys, everyone should join in, you're not going to get anywhere in life by being haters. Yeah, being haters and being envious and jealous of people is only going to take you down a path that you'll not come back from. Yeah, anyone that is in my community that is in these free streams, they will just embrace everyone's success. And when we do have losses and when we do have drawdowns, you know what, you're there to support one another as well. You don't sit and take the piss and have a laugh. you know Anyone that does that in my community gets banned and kicked out straight away. Is gold bullish? I mean, look, right now you've got the news coming out, so I wouldn't just say gold is bullish or bearish, but yes, on the whole, gold is bullish. If you look at the last what 6 months last year, the market's just going ballistic. It's going one way. And as I don't know who it was said last year, gold was at 2000. And you can see January 2024, it was just under 2000. So we've had over a 50% rise in gold in 18 months. Now, if we're looking to trade it, I'm only looking to, I'm looking for literally 10, 15 pips to bank half and get to break even. Now, this range was big enough to trade, and GBP bullish. I don't know. I'm not looking at pound, but what I will tell you is the dollar is under siege, so to speak, at the minute. And Trump wants a full 1% base or 100 points, 100 basis points cut. Whether he gets that or not, that decision will be made next week from the Fed. You're going to trade after the CPI news potentially. Have to wait. You know, this is I'm not here to just show you to trade every 2 seconds. You're not going to see that from me. So if you've seen any of my previous live streams, or if you are on YouTube, you can go back and watch my YouTube live streams, and you can do that just by going to go to Standstill. I've just shared a link with you on the chat. Go to Standstill, and then you'll see YouTube in there. Just click on that, and then you can go to all the live streams. Been doing it nearly every day since January. There's periods obviously where I've not done it. Um, what time frames do I trade? Anything between 15, 30, or 1 hour is where my entries are taken. I will look at top-down analysis and then looking for the cleanest ranges to trade from. Now, this was perfect. This was perfect. And a lot of my members traded this. A lot of my members traded this. They even called it out on YouTube. Um, hey, Vic, don't worry, mate. You may be late to the party, but you've not missed anything. Um, You can see gold. And look, I did say to you, if the news wasn't out today, I would have traded this live at the market here. This is a classic price action setup for me. Come off the level, taken out the lows, then breaks the highs. I'd have been straight in. I got into buys during Asia Open when we saw NY yesterday tank. Okay, nice. Called it on your Telegram. Yeah, well done. I'll try and get uh, moderators sorted for tomorrow. Other thing, guys, I did mention last week or on Monday that I'm going to be giving away some free memberships. Now, on the free memberships, should I leave my buy open? I'm scared. Look, if you're scared, then close some of it and move your stop loss to break even. So let's say you were trading one lot, close half of the position. So close half a lot or close 80% of it and then move your stop loss to break even. Now, what I will tell you is, depending where your entry is, if price is, let's say, within about a $3 range, you're probably going to get stopped or gapped. So, look, the worst thing that can happen by banking the trade is you miss out on some profit. You miss out on some, but you've taken profit. You'll never go bust by banking. You can go bust by being greedy and trying to think that the news is going to send it to the moon. So right now, if you're in profit, you've got nice profit, I'd be taking most of that position off. And if you want to leave a little percentage to run, then perfect. That's what I would do. That's how I became liquidity. Love it. Will it be a sell or a buy? But no idea. Wait for the news, guys. Wait for the news. Anyone that tells you it's going to be a sell or a buy before the event, they do not have a crystal ball. And if they do, then we maybe start calling them Mystic Meg and they can give us the lottery numbers for tonight. because we got 220 million up for grabs tonight in the UK. So whoever's big, Big Zoo, pleasure, mate. Yeah, I've been around for a long time, mate. I'm as old as this piece of wood in my office, unfortunately. But yeah, in terms of live streams, this is probably I've been doing it, I think, since January, and only been doing it um, on TikTok for a couple of weeks. But I do pretty much at nearly every day at 1 o'clock. I think this is my third week. Back in humble days when I was gangster trading on the 1 minute time frame. Oh, lovely. Yeah, 1 minute time frame. Nah, I don't have enough hair for a 1 minute time frame. Ocean, how we doing? Tia Jade, how we doing? Seen a lot of new names in here today, so that's nice to see. Um, Guys, as I was saying, I get easily sidetracked. It's what happens when you're in that over 45 category. You do forget about the things that you were talking about, even if it was just a minute ago. So did you focus sell? No, I haven't got any trades on right now. No trades. You'll know when I have a trade. I'm giving away some memberships. I'm going to give away a 3 month membership, a 2 month membership, and a 1 month membership. And I was going to do it this week, but I'm going to do it at the end of the month. I'm going to place a link in the live stream every day over the next couple of weeks. And on the last trading day of the month, I'm going to give away the memberships. Okay. And all you have to do, very, very simple, is all you have to do is just put your name, phone number, and email in and follow me on socials. That's it. And I'll be giving away a 3 month, a 2 month, and a 1 month membership. Yeah, you'd be. So there's a few members in here already. I've seen them in Instant Nut is in here on TikTok. Most of the members, to be fair, usually watch on right. I'll watch on YouTube. Um, Paddy Coyle is uh, is on here. Right, here we go, and off it's gone. It started. It started moving higher. All right, let's see what happened. There we go. Your buys are doing well. What's up? All right. Okay, where's my phone? Let me just pull up a different screen. Loco, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you back again. You're putting in some time now these days at the minute. Jack Jr., how we doing? Cozy, Rasta, CPI higher than previous. CPI higher than previous, lower than forecast. Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Listen, don't remember when it comes to the news, don't try and forecast how the market's going to move based on good or bad news, right? All we know is right now is that Trump wants a full 100 basis point cut. The Fed's out next Wednesday. Let's see what he says. Let's see what they do. There'll be a cut, I'm sure, but the question is how big. Um, so right now, let's see what happens. And if I do get a trade to go live, then I'll change charts on, let's have a look. Now, if this 5 minute candle closes above this level, and then the next 5 minute candle pulls back down, I'm going to be a buyer above the high of the 5 minute candle. If the 5 minute candle closes back below the range and pushes up, I'm going to be a seller underneath the low of the 5 minute candle. Do you trade live funds or prop firms? Both. I just trade a live account and that copies onto everything else. So be wary. I've failed a lot of prop firms because I've used things like Magic Keys or a copy trader. So every time I've gone for a payout, they've all rejected. The only one that hasn't rejected is Instant FX Capital. Okay, so Instant FX Capital. Yeah, yes. ski boy, a lot more. Uh, so going back, uh, what in? So my first big account was August 2012. I traded for a German family office through Citibank, and that was a $25 million account back then. But I was a swing trader then, so very different style of trading. I did that for a number of years, and that was using the City Velocity platform. Um, okay, this is just going without us, but we're still only $33 up on the day, so there's still plenty of room yet for it to go. Uh, what do I think of ICT? Um, I think he's a bloody amazing marketer because I've never heard so much about ICT since I've been live streaming on TikTok. Um, swing trading is less stressful. Can I buy you a burger? Yeah, man. What's your favorite burger? If you had to go and get a burger, where'd you go? Vic Snazzle, what's he saying? Tiff said no way you're in the same age bracket as me. You look at least 10 years younger. Lol. Yeah, I'm 46, Tiff. I'm 46. So very kind of you. So yeah. But Vic, we share the same we share the same colorings on the beard. How long did it take me to become profitable? Uh, about a year. Yeah, yeah, so I'm older than you, Vic. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, it all start. How long have I been trading? Since November 2009, and prior to that, so look, I need this to drop down if I'm going to take a trade, and it's just broken the high, so there's no setup for me. I won't just buy the break of the high. So unfortunately, guys, this is where I only do you have a mentor or learn yourself? I've had a few mentors. So the first mentor I had would be Larry Williams. Um, I shared his book on here the other day. The first book that got me into trading with Larry Williams. Let me find it. Sorry, I've just been for a run, so bear with me. Uh, this one. So that was the first book that I read of his that actually got me into trading, swing trading, but using commitment of traders and seasonal analysis. He's it's called Trading Stocks and Commodities with the Insiders. So the insiders meaning the commercials. Okay, so the commercials represent about 60% of the market. And the best way to find out of actual true position sizing and how the market is balanced is by looking at the futures market. So, and that is segregated into three different categories. You have commercials, non-commercials, and non-reportables, or small specs, whatever you want to call them. So I did talk about this a little bit the other day, um, on the basis that if you imagine a business uses the market to facilitate business transactions as opposed to speculate. So when you're thinking about traders now, I trade as a speculator. I trade for investment purposes to make a return on a daily basis. Okay. A business will use the market to facilitate transactions. That could be to pay wages, to pay rent, to buy stock, to buy merchandise, uh, to put into pensions, all that different types of things, right? So why did price jump? CPI data. So if the most simple analogy I give in this type of instance would be if you're Starbucks and you own Starbucks and you don't have and you want to increase the profit in each cup of coffee without putting up the price of the cup of coffee without reducing your labor, etc., how can you actually increase the price? How can you increase the profit how can you increase the profit in your cup of coffee? And the way you do that is by buying cheaper coffee beans. Okay. So if you buy cheaper coffee beans, then you naturally increase the margin rates. So this is how commercial entities use the market. So for example, if you imagine you're looking at a chart of coffee and it's going down and you're just seeing lower lows, lower highs, you and I would have a bias that the market is short and we would look to try and sell that market on rallies. If you're a commercial entity, the lower it gets, they want to buy more of it because they're securing profits or securing bigger margins in their product over a period of time. Does that make sense, guys? So the way that the two um, entities or segments of the market use the market is so very, very different. So what I used to do is I used to look at extreme positioning from commercials, align that with structural levels, and then use technicals as entry techniques. And then you'd use seasonality as a timing mechanism to buy at a certain time because there's certain times of the year where, let's say, if you wanted to buy gold seasonally, the best time to buy gold is in November and then run it through until February, and then it would generally decline. That's just a seasonal period if you want to be a buy and a hold. If you want to come out of indexes, you generally want to sell around August, something like that is a July, August is a traditionally bad time. Gold's just doing one. There's no route in here. NASDAQ, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Right. Uh, Maybe we can catch a little pullback on either gold or NASDAQ. If it pulls back, we can look to buy the highs. So you may want to close if it retests. It will probably retest the fair value gap. Oh God, FVGs, please. Enough of FVGs. I really have not heard so much about a particular person in all my life since I've come on this platform. I I have no idea what he did on TikTok to get so many people talking about uh uh sorry, one second. Who's this? Uh uh right. Just had an interesting email, but I don't have time to read all of it right now. I wasn't sure if it was spam, but I'll or something super urgent. So apologies, I just had to have a look at that. How far is it going to pull back? Is a sell a good idea? Right. So Minha, why do you want to sell something that is just going up and breaking out? If you're looking at this right and you're thinking, shall I sell? What I think is if you want, if you is going to sell, you want to see it come down. You want to see support formed. Now remember, it doesn't need to come down to old resistance to create support. It just needs to see seller candles, then see a buyer candle. That is then support formed. Once you see buyers back in the market, then I'd want to be a buy. As it stands, while we're seeing this kind of bullish sentiment, I don't even think about sells unless the market completely reverses and comes back under this area. So just Will, how you doing, buddy? Just be patient. Remember, the news has come out. It's caused the markets to spike. Let the dust settle, and then we can evaluate. This is where so many people go wrong or horribly wrong when it comes to trading. They'll just CPI data, they'll put a buy and a sell order above the high and the low of a candle. Hope that they get triggered in and it goes on and moves in your favor. My strategy, very, very simple. I just trade price action. I have a few different setups, and again, they all link into each other, and there they are. There's your setups. That's what I trade. I'll make it bigger so you can see. So that's pleasure in heart. Listen, my objective, right, as a trader is to make my job as less stressful as possible. So how do I do that? I do that by keeping things simple. I do that by having rules for everything that I trade. And I do that by not just jumping into trades left, right, and center. Yeah, live pretty much every day. The only time I get stressed with trading is when I do something impulsively, not according to my rules, based on what I think I've seen. And I've done it on live stream with you guys as well over the last few weeks. You've seen me do it where I've jumped in live. That's I may not act stressed when I've done it, but in my mind, I'm annoyed that I've done it. And we're all humans, right? We're all humans, so you are going to make mistakes, but it's how we deal with those mistakes. It's how we deal with trading on a daily basis. Do we approach it like a business? So if you approach it, let's say, if you approach it like a hobby, or if you approach it like a bit of fun, it will pay you like a hobby and it will pay you like a bit of fun, which usually means it's going to end up costing you. If you treat it like a business, it will probably pay you like a business, meaning you'll get paid from it. So my question to you guys is right now, and this is to all of you, our YouTube and TikTok, do you treat it as a hobby? Do you treat it as a bit of playtime, or do you treat it as a business? Let me know. Mr. Branch sent me a rose. Are you still in here, mate? If Mr. Branch is still in here, guys, this guy, check him out. He has, if you're looking to scale a business, you want to do something, you need some marketing help, use this guy, Aaron Branch, Big Daddy. Start and scale. Phenomenal. So make sure you check him out, Aaron Branch, on social media, guys. Absolutely superb. Had my best results ever and the first one that's never ripped me off. I have to go back to work. Good luck with the rest of the stream. I'll get the burger one day. Absolutely, Danny Mar. So, um, guys, remember, work as well. Work will take a lot of stress out of trading because you're getting paid, right? The second you take away that, let's call it, you could call it the golden handcuff. Okay, okay, guys, I'm interested at the minute. Let's see what happens here. 50 pips to the fill that range. Okay, so I'm going to put a buy above the current 15-minute high. And I'm just going to look to fill the wick of the previous 15-minute candle. Okay, so, okay, orders in. I wish, oops, on a second. Let me see if YouTube, I'll just flip it over. Okay, so YouTube there. Let me see. I'll see if I can change screen display capture. See where I change it. TikTok, I'm just going to try and change the screen that this. Why is it not changing? Hmm. Oops. To ah. Oh okay, I don't know what I've just done there. Add source. TikTok, just let me know what you can see, if anything at all. Display capture. There we go. So I'm trying to get my MT4 screen on for you. Can hear you but can't see anything. Okay. All right. So MT4, you should be able to see that now. Right. Camera. I don't know where the camera's gone. Camera. Ugh. I don't know what's happened with the camera, guys, so I do apologize. There we go. We're back. No. Okay. Okay. Let me just see. Having a nightmare on. See, this is why I don't like moving screens around and technology. No, that's not what I want. Add scene. Tools. Right, this is where you see me start to add source. Uh, uh, okay, no, it's not working. So I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on. So if you want to see the MT4 screen, it's on YouTube. Where is your entry? It's above the high of the 15-minute candle, Anna. The bearish 15-minute candle. So if right now we have a buy stop above the high here, and we have about a 46 pip target into the highs of there. First TP is going to be 15 pips, and I'm going to pull off 60% of the position. Auto break even is set for 8 pips, just shy of 8 pips. Now, the reason I'm bringing in auto break even on this right now is it looks like the top of a 15-minute chart is no. So look, the green line is the entry, the middle one is the break even line, and the third one is TP1, and then the full exit is the top of the wick. So, guys on TikTok, if you want to see the MT4 chart, it's currently live on YouTube. And for some reason, every time I try and place the MT4 chart on TikTok, it gets rid of the camera and gets rid of everything else. So I do not know what's going on there. I will sort that out for next session. Okay, so price is pulling back down into our structure level, which that's fine. I will leave it exactly where it is right now. I'm going to leave the entry up here. If it keeps dropping, it doesn't cost me anything, guys. Just remember that. If price keeps falling and my entry's up here, it makes no difference to me. I'm not losing anything, okay? I do want to see it close above this level though. If it doesn't close above this level, I'm going to cancel the order. It's all right, Anna, no worries. So if it does close below the level, I'm canceling the order. NASDAQ's pulling back, gold's pulled back to $22. It doesn't mean that it's $22 up on the day. It doesn't mean that it's going to continue to sell off. It may do, it may not. We shall see. Now look, we are pretty much at where the market price was as CPI data was released. It jumped best part of $20 and it's come straight back down to pretty much the price at where the market released the data. I think maybe your window for added source for YouTube is the same of MT4, sir. Uh, YouTube, you can see MT4, yeah. So on YouTube, you can see MT4. You can see the MT4. Like I mentioned, gold sell on every rise. You can say that about every bullish candle. You go, oh look, after this rise, gold sell. After this rise, did it sell? No. You can keep saying it after each one. You don't know. You do not know. And if you did know, you'd put your mortgage on it. And if you didn't put your mortgage on it, you sure as hell didn't know. So you can't say comments like you do know. If I knew that gold was going to go up from above this point here, I would put every single goddamn penny I had on that trade and go long. So when you say things like, I know, then you're already screwed as a trader. I'm sorry. You made your profit. Well done, buddy. Well done. So nobody knows anything when it comes to the markets. You can only follow a plan of action. Yeah. Anyone that says, I know this is going to happen, I can tell you, I know what I'm going to do if this happens. What should we do now? Sell or buy? I've got a buy order above the high of this bearish candle, the live candle at the minute. If this candle closes back below the level, then yeah, Vivi, it's not that I'm being negative. I'm just saying you can't say you know. If you know, if you know, then you should put every penny you have or every dollar that you have on a sell. How much percentage do you bank every month, mate? Can be varied. Some months I can lose, some months I can make big. This month, currently sitting up about 16%. Last month, I lost. Don't make money every month. It's fact. I wish I did. Um, join Costa, how we doing? 16%, yeah. Does it matter what it's on? Or is that just being nosy? So I have multiple accounts. So some like the bigger ones I will trade on lower risk. Family ones trade on lower risk. Couple of friends, they actually want higher risk. So one of my friends who copies my account, he's up 64, 65% this month. Yeah. Um, you you like me. I hope that means you like me in terms of the way that I explain things, because then that means I'm doing things right and for what I want people to see. Okay, so I'm canceling that order, guys. It's gone. Order's gone. So order's cancelled, and we wait now. We wait. we're potentially, if we get a close below 33.28, we're what time are we on? 1:57. Couple of minutes. All right, let's go back to that's a buy right now. Yeah, when you see that kind of wick, I'm not sure I'd be fancying a buy just now. My analysis would still be the same. I'm not trading in this area. So this area for me is a complete no trade range. So that red zone there is tap into order block, price at discount. God, I don't, I'm not going to comment. Price at discount. And discount to what? But what's it discounted to? And what's it discounted from? If that's the way someone's teaching you, then fine. But how do you say it's at a discount? Just watch. I will watch. I'm not trading. I will trade above 33.45 and I'll trade below 33.28. If if it does, fantastic. I'll look to get long above 33.45. If we get a close below 33.28, I'll be selling. See, look. What am I looking at? Are you a professional? Professional at if you're asking if I trade full time, I trade twice a day, London Open, US Open. I'm not a professional because I disagree with Kieran. Or how do you determine professional? If you're asking if I work for a bank, no, because I'm live streaming. If I work for a hedge fund, no, I'm live streaming. Therefore, I I do laugh at people's comments at times. Exactly. New thing now is professional traders. We're on Bloomberg, we're at Citibank, and we're going to start live streaming. Yeah, I can see that happening. Go down really well. How many pips got cancelled? The trade is already halfway there. Halfway where? All of you wannabes. Oh, Kieran, if we're all wannabes and you're here, what on earth are you? You're talking about a trade that's halfway back to the highs. It's barely moved a couple of dollars, and you're shouting and jumping around like King Kong over there. I suggest you go and find a channel that maybe trades a little bit more like you want to trade. I have over 40k funded capital, mate. Lovely. Well done, mate. Looks like I'm forming a new best friend relationship. Well, you might be able to buy some more discounted gold in a minute, mate, if it keeps dropping. Is it good to buy now? Not for me, but Mark, answer me. What am I to answer you, Vivi? Sorry, darling. I've been bombarded with daft questions and daft comments. So I apologize if I've missed your question. So please type the question again, Vivi. Uwaloko, Mark, please don't respond to negative comments. I don't. I just laugh. Yeah. Well, I'm not buying gold at discounts. So thanks, Kieran. I tell you, why don't you get yourself on, start your own stream, and you can trade at these discounted prices. Good luck, pal. And I'm sure there's someone out there that will listen to you because you've just been blocked, mate. Just asked how much got cancelled. What do you mean how much got cancelled? It was just a buy order. It wasn't a live buy. It was a pending order. It was a buy stop above the highs. There was no pips made or lost. Oh mate, I tell you, I swear. I mean, look, the guy is a prize prat, if you ask me. Um, but I try and keep it as dignified as I can. Um, but yeah, the fact that he thinks that the amount of times I'm going to sit here and I'm going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And if you guys don't want to listen or you want to say something controversial, then fine, go somewhere else and do it. The objective of trading is not to sit here and trade all day. It's all right, Vivi. Kieran's blocked. He's gone, and he won't be coming in again. If he does, he'll kick him out. Um, the objective isn't to place trades all day. It is to stick to your rules. And I don't disagree with anyone's setups and what they want to trade, right? I trade my rules. I trade my way. And if you don't agree with it or you don't like it, that's fine. But there's no point being here and watching something that you disagree with, right? You're not gonna listen to it, you're not gonna take it in, you're not gonna absorb, and you're not gonna learn from it. So if there's anyone that disagrees or doesn't want to listen to this, then instead of sitting there wasting everyone's time with sending dumb shit, asking dumb questions, and trying to be provocative, then I'm going to tell you to leave right now. Okay? I don't want to be here just blocking people because I've got better things to do. My objective is to make money. And I do this on a daily basis. Sit here. If I take one trade, I take one trade. If I take zero trades, I take zero trades. If I do three or four, then fine. But you're not going to take trades every day. You're not going to take trades every session. So, guys, can I have a look at the NASDAQ waiting for a pullback? Absolutely, Anna. Uh, yeah, right, remember, we've got one more candle on the NASDAQ, and we could be looking for a potential buyer. Thanks, I'm new, not sure how to see buys or sells. There's no trades in at the minute. I will tell you exact how you choose your entry. Okay, so my rules are based around price action. Okay, I don't talk about fair value gaps. I don't talk about ICT. I don't talk about discounted prices because it's bloody stupid, right? At the end of the day, if the price is lower now than it was a second ago, then you could say it was discounted from 1 second ago. It's just at a lower price. Objective is to buy low and sell high, or sell high and buy low, right? So do I teach? If I'm not teaching right now, then I don't know what is. So this the free streams, guys, are is for me to stay disciplined, and it's for to be some education for you guys on what I do on a daily basis. Okay, and hopefully you will see some value in it that you maybe want to turn up, you want to ask some questions about what I do or how we could maybe manage a trade slightly differently, or you don't take any value from it and you just don't turn up. Okay, so what I'm looking for, Anna, one of the members on YouTube has just said, could we look at opportunities on NASDAQ? Well, remember, NASDAQ is going to open in 23 minutes. Okay, so NASDAQ is going to open in 23 minutes. What we're looking for is I'm waiting for buyers to step back in. So if I see a bullish candle form on the 15-minute, and then I see a wick down after the bullish candle, I will buy the high of the bullish candle. Does that make sense? So look, what I'm going to do is, for those of you that are uncertain, this is what I would call, this is what I would call a BPC trade. So BPC long, here we go. There's the rules. That's what I would do. I'm just going to make the text a bit bigger so you can copy them, you can take information, you can do whatever the hell you like with it. Thank you for imparting your knowledge. Pleasure. I like the sarcasm in your replies. Maybe they say sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, highest form of intelligence, but I'm not quite sure I'm that intelligent to be too good at sarcasm. So um, maybe it's just my old bones and Yorkshire heritage. What am I trading? This is the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ. We're looking at opportunities to get long on the NASDAQ after it's broken out of resistance and it's held above it. Now we want to see what happens. Okay. You can't see. What can't you see? Pastor, thank you, mate. That's what I really, really appreciate when I see positive feedback like that. Um, okay, so what can't you see? Uh, the box writing. I'll make it a bit bigger. Can you see it now? Okay, so yeah, look, guys, we are just waiting for this to do what it needs to do. Uh, Core at J, go to YouTube. Uh, yeah, you probably get to see more on YouTube. Hi, Jose. But yeah, look, we're just waiting now. We've got 5 minutes for this candle to close. 5 minutes for this candle to close, and then we can look for our opportunities. Do you trade that? Do I trade? I don't trade the US 30. No, sorry. I just trade Nasdaq and gold in the afternoon, and gold and the DAX in the morning. God, I tell you, we really do have some fun people that join this. I don't know why we don't get this kind of comments on YouTube. YouTube's definitely a lot tamer. There's a lot more keyboard warriors, haters on TikTok. I'll say that for sure. Okay, so 4 minutes. If this candle closes bullish in the next 4 minutes, we can. No trade. No trade. Hmm. What time frame is that? What is that you are waiting on? Okay, so gold, I'm looking for a close above 3,346 or a close below 3,328 for either a buy or a sell order. The red zone, I'm not trading in. Don't want to do anything there. Nasdaq, I'm I'm thinking we're going to be going long on the open. I just don't have a route in at the minute. There's no setup for me yet. I'm just ideally I need to see a 15-minute candle close above 22,028. That's what I need to see. And then we'll be looking at a breakout and fill this wick. That'll be what I'll be looking for. Yeah, so this is a 15-minute now. So last resistance has been formed here at 22,028. Kidnap, how we doing? Yeah, absolutely right. Are you not going to map out a fair value gap? I don't use fair value gaps. I don't do anything to do with ICT or smart money concepts. Um, I have zero interest in it. I and this isn't to knock it or put it down. I just don't need it. Um, ultimately, as they say, don't fix something that's not broken. Um, Whoever ICT is, I don't know, don't care, but I can tell you he is one hell of a marketer because I literally get bombarded with everything around ICT on TikTok. So whoever's done his marketing is incredible. Um, and it does make me laugh that I see people say, "Oh, you just talk and you only do one or two trades." Well, how many trades do you need to do to be profitable? How, what is your strategy? Strategy. So, look, when I refer to strategies, these are the setups, okay? So, oh, where did they go? So we have, I'll just make it bigger. These are the setups. Now, remember, setup strategy, whatever you want to call it, the best thing you can do is just have an if done process, meaning that if something happens, you then do this. And if that happens, you then do that. This will get rid of dopamine. It'll get rid of those like fight or flight modes. Your subconscious is just going to be out there. It's not going to jump in and try and trick you into placing a trade. You're not going to get emotional about a trade. This is why you can see me. I just sit here and I may talk crap to some of you, or I may talk sense to some of you. It's completely horses for courses, right? Ultimately, um, when it comes to anything, whether you're learning how to trade, whether you're learning how to play tennis, whether you're learning to fight, it doesn't matter what it is. When you're learning something, the person that you're learning from or that you're having some kind of mentorship from, you need to resonate with that person. You need to make sure that whatever they're saying makes sense to you and you understand how they're putting it across and what you would expect to happen if this and that happens. The last thing you want is you want to go to some mentor, wherever it is, and you just start with them because you see people giving great reviews. Spend some time around that person, see if they resonate with you, see if you have similar interests. Because if you don't, I guarantee you, no matter what, as good as that person is, and that could be me, it could be someone else, you just won't develop from them. I promise you, because you just won't resonate with them. And then you will naturally gravitate away from them. Um, uh, what's going on here? Where can I learn from you? You sound good. So obviously I'm on YouTube and TikTok every day at 1 p.m. Uh, you can see my stand store there, so you can have a look at free channels on Telegram. You can see different things that we do there. Um, Bullish on NASDAQ. I'm predominantly bullish on NASDAQ, yes. Um, can I? What strategy? Yeah, I've covered that one. What time frame? Yeah. If it closes bearish, would you trade the pullback? I don't know how to do it. I wouldn't do anything just yet, Anna. Right now, the next candle, if we have another bearish downrange candle, yes, we can start looking for buyer candles to come in and look for a BPC setup. But one thing you have to remember is that right now, these candles here are still inside candles relative to the news candle that came out. So we'll just have to be patient. Um, just be patient. If NAS 15, if NAS 15, if NAS 100 15-minute candle closes above 2032, where can we enter? Okay, so if it closes above here, right, you're just going to enter above the high of the candle that closes above, providing the next candle moves lower. So let's say it moves like this. You get a candle close like that, okay? And you got your wicks. Okay, so it closes like this. The next candle, if it moves down, you're going to place your buy order above the high of this candle plus, so whatever the spread is with your broker, if it's 1 pip, 2 pip. Ryan, yeah, I did learn with Larry Williams for a couple of years. He's very mechanical. I learned all about my seasonality, trading days of the month, commitment of traders from Larry Williams. Uh, Highly recommended, especially if you want to be like a swing style trader. Super, super recommended. Um, so yeah, be buy orders above here and look to fill the range of that wick. Uh, where are we going? Vic Snazzle got to fly. Cheers, Vic. Take care, buddy. So yeah, we're just waiting now. Just waiting. We've got to wait for the candle to close above, and if it does, then we're effectively trading a breakout trade in the direction of the trend. So we go to our text, we go to our favorites, breakout long. So that's what we'll be looking for. So do we have resistance? Yes, resistance is formed here. Do we have a close above? If it closes above, yes. Do we have clear space? Well, we've got a 50 pip range here on this wick. So the answer is yes. Next candle needs to wick down. If it does, then we place a buy stop above the previous candle's high plus the spread. Stop loss would initially be underneath the breakout candle's low. So if this candle closes above, it would be underneath this low. Then the trigger candle is where you move your stop as soon as it breaks the high and you get triggered. Okay, so they're the rules that I would do, exactly what I would say. No different. I don't do anything different anywhere else. What's the RR? So initially it would be dependent on whatever the stop is. I trade at a fixed stop loss, a fixed lot size. So where it is once the order's placed and where the RR would be once the order's triggered are two very, very separate, different things. Okay, so if you imagine, let's say this is the candle that triggers, not triggers, that closes above, then initially your order would look like this. Okay, that would be your order. And let's say the next candle then does this, right? But it came down initially like that. The second it triggers, that's what you're doing with your stop. So then the RR changes very, very quickly. Does that make sense? Use 483, 488, 59, 59, 744. If you know who that is. Yep, does that make sense? So that's how the RR changes very, very quick. It's yeah, but do you modify? Do I modify what? I've just shown you exactly what I do. So that's the initial order. The second, I don't change the lot sizing because it's fixed. The second it triggers, I move my stop underneath the low of the trigger candle. Yeah, does that make sense? So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so the lot sizing is the same, but just If you imagine, so let's say the wick down initially came this low, and then it triggers, then the stop initially would be reduced to that. So every time, Alex the G, you just trail the stop loss, the R will be the same. You re-initial stop loss. The return will be the same. The R will be different because the second it triggers, like I say, as it's placed here, you could say the R is 0.52, but the second it triggers, it becomes 0.93. So it's variable. It's however you want to see it. I risk a certain amount per trade, and that's it. What you want to see is R. I mean, when people talk about RR, the best way of looking at it is if you are trading a fixed percentage. So let's say every time you place a trade, your lot sizing changes because you're trading a percentage of your account, which I would say most people generally do that. I'm very different. I just trade a fixed lot size. Now, I do that because I'm always banking at a certain pip value. Okay? You know what you're talking about. 16. Hey, listen, I have down months as well. And the only difference is you'll see me lose live, you'll see me trade live, you see me win live, you'll see me lose live. It's learn. Oh, what's underclocking? Um, no, so when I say I risk a certain amount per trade, there is a fixed lot, meaning that the amount that's risked is always varied, but it will never go over a certain amount. So if my stop loss has to be too big based on the initial assessment, then I won't place the trade. Okay. So always fixed lot sizing, Ryan, for me. Again, you don't have to agree with it. You can do your own things, but you will find that most people, well, not most, all in my community will trade a fixed lot size based on the size of their account. Now, I always say when people are first starting as well, they should trade a fixed lot size, which is the minimum, 0.01, regardless of how much cash you have. Um, Trolley Dolly, hello, how are you? DD Real Estate. Thanks for all the roses and whatever it is. I'm not quite sure. The hearts. Thank you. Very kind of you guys. I don't really know what they all mean. Um, don't trust dude who's trading on TikTok. How often do I trade? I'm on here every day. There we go. Vitalius. Love it. You don't have to trust me. Just don't turn up. It's a very, very simple process. I'm not asking for you for anything. At Alex the G, you will show up big picture. Not sure what time frame you on. Oh, this is 15-minute time frame at the minute. Um, Ahmed, Mahmood, how we doing? Minha, you're back. I guess work didn't last very long, or you've snuck out for a little bit longer. Listen, the markets aren't moving. We've got 4 minutes to NYSE open. See if we can get a little bit of traction then. You won't see me on the FCA list. You can. I'm. You are really brave for showing us how you trade. Yeah, at the end of the day, I am just doing what I do on a daily basis, right? And the beauty of doing this is for me, like I said, this is for my benefit as much as anyone's. It keeps me disciplined. Okay, I'm like any of you guys, which, um, what's the best way to put it? I'm human. I can make mistakes, same as anyone else. So, cheers, Vic. Take care. So, on that basis, um, I just do what I do on a live stream, and it is purely educational purposes. Um, all of this is completely free. I do it at 1 o'clock most days. I couldn't do it yesterday because I was on my travels. Hi, Patry, Joker, hi, Hit. Uh, let's see what happens. We've got 3 minutes. Mm, yeah, I mean, look, when you have to be careful because obviously advice is one thing. I'm not here to give advice. I'm here to share experiences. Um, I can share everything I do. You see what I do. This is the NASDAQ. I'm watching the NASDAQ and gold. Gold's just still sat in my no trade range. I'm not doing anything here, or I need to see a candle close above. To be fair, yeah, I would want a 30-minute candle to close above 33.45 or to close below 33.28. Candle close just means so each one of these white and black objects are referred to as candles, and when it closes, it just means that a new one will appear and they happen every X amount of minutes. So on this time frame, I'm looking at a 30-minute chart. That means the next candle will open on the hour or on the half hour. So in this case, at 2:30, you'll see a new candle start to form. A white candle just means that the bottom of the white of the body is where the market opened at 2 o'clock, and the top of the white body is where the market closed. The thin black lines up and down, they represent what the lowest price and the highest price the candle moved to in that given time period. Um, yeah, I'm from the UK. Uh, I picked up the spike earlier on gold. League of Elites, nice one. Well done. Anyone that's made money, super well done. You've done well. Um, we've got about, what, 2 seconds now for the market open. For some reason, I'm on MetaTrader 5 and can't find NAS. Okay, so that's dependent on your broker. Check out NDX. Have a look for NDX or US Tech. So depending on your broker will be dependent on how it's referred to. So it might be under US Tech or it might be under NDX. Yeah, now that's just, isn't day trading dangerous? Anything's dangerous if you don't know how to do it, right? So the biggest thing about trading and why there's a huge misconception about how dangerous it is because people don't understand risk. So if you're trading at 0.01, I mean, look, you could say I'm day trading and I've been on here since 1 o'clock and it's now 2:30. We've placed one trade that didn't trigger and we cancelled the order. So look, some people's definition of day trading and mine can be very, very different. I'm not placing loads of trades. Um, you'll see me on average place 1 or 2 trades in a session, and that's about it. So yeah, it can be dangerous, but I think the biggest thing anyone needs to understand is you shouldn't be trading or taking any trades if A, the funds you're trading with you can't afford to lose, and B, if you don't know how to trade the smallest lot size, how to close a trade and how to open a trade. So this is what demo platforms are for, right? Demo platforms, I don't believe in them unless it is purely to find your way around the platform itself. So um, anything you're doing in terms of trading, if you've deposited funds into a broker and you've never traded before, make sure you understand how that platform works. So get a demo account before you place any trades, work out what to do, how to do it. Yeah. So that means work out how you place the trade, work out how you close the trade, work out how to calculate risk, lot sizes, things like that. Do you ever trade stocks like non-leveraged long-term investment trades? Um, I don't. I have long-term investments for my daughter um, that just follow the index trackers, but that's it. What's your profit goal of the week? I don't have a profit goal of the week. I just have a goal of the week to stay disciplined and stay true to my process, which you'll s- you'll see in here. There is if you do just shy of $500 a day and you copied that onto four accounts, so totaling four accounts, you'd make $500,000 a year from trading. So very, very, you don't need to, and you don't need to overtrade a lot, right, to make $500,000 a year. So, and that'd be tr by trading 48 weeks in a year. Okay, so I'm a big believer in keeping numbers small. So if you are wanting to trade and you wanting to achieve certain milestones, let's say you want to make 100 grand a year or 10 grand a year from trading or $1,000 a month, whatever it is, keep your numbers small and multiply it. So in the background, copy it onto different accounts so that you don't see the bigger numbers and it doesn't freak you out about making the profits. Because a lot of people will start to change how they manage trades when they see bigger numbers. Um, 500. Yeah, so if you did 2000, around 2000 a day, so for 48 weeks of the year, you'll find that that comes to around $500,000 a year. Uh, any other questions? Cheers, Vic. Yeah, it's a quiet one. Quiet one. What's happening with the NAS? Okay, so we've come back into the area. So initially, price broke out of the resistance. It's shot up, and now we've come back down to test that area. So before I even look for a buy, I need to see buyers come back into the market. Okay, I need to see buyers come back into the market. I'm gonna give I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. I'll wait till 2:45, see if any market has got above or below a level for me to trade. And if it has, then fantastic. If not, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Damn, I went to sleep without setting stop loss. It went to 60 and I woke up at 33.43. Does that mean you missed big pips? So you forgot to put your targets in, not stop loss. ISMI gold. Yeah, I'm looking at gold and NASDAQ, but look, this is my no trade range. So anything below 3346 and anything above 3328, I'm not interested in. This red zone, I'm not interested. Above or below that, I'm interested. That was an expensive sleep then. Yeah, I guess that means no more sleeping while you've got a trade live, right? 9 minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna make tracks. Uh, all right. Okay. Uh, Violation detected, and to avoid suspension. What's? Oh, yeah. Okay. We've got jokers. Thank you. US news killed me, slippage new to the game. Yeah, listen, you always have to remember that when news is coming out, you have to be very, very careful with placing orders because it's the easiest time for market makers or for the markets just to get you in at a bad price. So you're going to get slipped, you're going to get gapped, and then trying to manage it is just really, really tricky to do, guys. So be um, just be very, very careful around news, which is why I always write the news on my chart. Okay, 7 minutes, guys. I mean, to be fair, let's have a look. Uh, this has been definitely one of the quieter. Ooh. Right, guys, there's not a lot happening. If we get uh, if we get a 15-minute bullish candle here, so that'll be what 7 in 22 minutes. Then there's potential for a trade for a BPC setup. What time does news come out? I'm new to trading, so use. I'll send you a link for a website that you can use. There you go. You can get news from there. Um, just select the news events you want to look at. So I only ever look at the high impact news, which is the red factories. But you obviously get different impact news. You get medium and low impact news. I don't care about the medium or the low impact news events, so I just have those turned off. Select bank holidays as well. You want to be aware when certain markets are on holiday because that will make market liquidity a little bit lower than normal. So, for example, like yesterday was it yesterday or was it Monday? It was Monday. Monday was a European bank holiday. So expect European markets to be less liquid. They're all enjoying themselves. Uh, okay, I'm gonna wrap up, guys. 5 minutes. I'm not gonna get another trade today. I'm not gonna sit in front of the charts any longer, to be fair. Yeah, I'm gonna be done. So I can't see anything setting up for me. Yeah, nothing. Guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I've been on an hour and 40 minutes. I need to get a drink. Um, in fact, saying that, I've got a little bit of. So listen, thanks for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you are traders and you like a simple concept, something that you can easily follow, and you believe you might be able to help you find some sort of process to follow to stop you from being an impulsive trader, then we'd love to see you on a daily basis around 1 p.m. That's when I'll start, 1 p.m. UK time. I'll be back tomorrow. So on that note, guys, have a great day. Apologies for the keyboard warriors. I can't do anything about that. Um, yeah, I'll see you at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Bye, guys. Take care. Um, YouTube, take care, guys.